Welcome in. Today I'll talk about why Overwatch is trying to be Marvel Rivals, and in my opinion, failing at it. I'll start by saying this. Overwatch does not have the exact same charm Rivals does. No matter which game you see as the better game, I don't mind, as long as you're kind of polite about it. I know I have my opinions about which game is better, but it feels like Overwatch saw the success of Marvel Rivals, realized, okay, the path we're on has been the greatest. I mean, they were one of the biggest games, probably the biggest game going from 2016 to maybe 2020-ish, around that range. I mean, they were probably one of the most popular games out of all games, especially multiplayer games. Now, there's some games that popped along the lines around like God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, that kind of stuff, but this game has stuck around more than those games, in my opinion, at least the multiplayer aspect. And they had a really good thing going until they didn't. They changed a bunch of stuff. They changed name of characters because of their staff window. Pretty interesting things is a way to put it. They fired a few people, more creative decision, makeovers, all of that. I don't know every single detail, but I know big aspects of them. And a lot of things changed, added more characters, balanced patches. Then they made Overwatch 2. Got rid of Overwatch 1. Got rid of all that magic that came from before. Promised things they couldn't handle. Like a PvE mode, player versus enemy. They failed at doing that, so Marvel Rivals did that. That's one thing right there, and Overwatch didn't capitalize on their promise, and Marvel Rivals took advantage of that. Now, as soon as Overwatch 2 came out, at least to my knowledge they did this at this time, they removed 6v6 and added in 5v5. At the time, if I remember correctly, or at least from the things I've heard, it was actually highly debated upon, and a lot of people actually liked the idea. There were tons of videos in support of it saying how it would be better, and there's a lot of videos now saying, well, those videos aged like milk. And so they ran that. They had to buff tanks, they reworked certain characters. Doomfist isn't a DPS bastion. I still don't like this change, can move around in his turret. I mean, that was the high risk, high reward. Sure, you can do a whole ton of damage. Sure, you could heal yourself, but you're stuck in one place. Now it's okay, you can do a whole lot of damage, and you can move, and you can throw grenades and bombs. It's like, okay, that's an interesting choice. And a lot of people said all these characters just feel the same. They just feel bland. There's one video I watched maybe a couple hours ago that said Doomfist and Winston just pretty much play the exact same. Different tanks, they look different, but they feel and play in the exact same play style and feel the exact same way. And a lot of people have this opinion about the game, and the game was on a downwards projection, doing worse and worse year after year after year, releasing more horrible characters. I mean, you saw the release with Brig. That's probably worse than any release in Marvel Rivals. I mean, take Hela and Phoenix. Just from the stories I've heard, you take Phoenix, you take Hela, you take Hawkeye, you take Prime Gambit, you put them together, people make it sound like Prime Brig was worse than all of those combined. And then I think a few patches after, they added Malga, who was an absolute demon, and just became a giant meme from how horrible he was to play against. And over and over and over, you hear these horror stories of Overwatch not until there were still horror stories, but then Marvel Rivals came along. They had a lot of backing as well. They had funds from Marvel. They had fans from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU, me included. That's what got me into the game. I heard, ooh, a Marvel game? There's some Marvel games on my phone which I played a long time ago, got pretty good at those. I'll try this one out. I'm probably not going to play it all that often. That was a whole different story. I won't get too much into that. Maybe another video. And then you saw all of the big streamers from Overwatch, from their granted influence ruining the game and community perception, even though the game wasn't really that good and was on a downward spiral as well, they went to Marvel Rivals. So Overwatch, you're in this position. You've been downhill for years, and for years. Suddenly, there's a giant competitor that instantly overtakes you, takes away your content creators, all the people who are keeping your game alive, who's keeping the competitive scene alive, who's actually bringing attention to the game. I remember at one time, before I didn't know who these people were at all, I watched a few of Flats' videos when he was still playing Overwatch. It was over maybe a year and a half ago. And on this channel, the videos are private, but I started uploading Overwatch content, like episode 1, 2, 3, and then I stopped episode 4. I edited it, but didn't publish it. I just stopped having fun on the game. It's like, I don't want to play this. this. But you stopped having that. My point was this. These kind of creators, even though they attracted people to play Overwatch again, like I was a big fan of Overwatch 1, played that every single day for years. And I think I saw on an old video of mine on an old YouTube channel, I was level like 60, 70 on that game. So I did play a decent amount while also have to balancing school at the time. But you had all these content creators, the big names of Overwatch, suddenly move over and start playing their biggest competitor. I mean, imagine how Overwatch must have felt. They're doing bad, they're struggling, their heroes are falling flat, their heroes are busted, their heroes are unfun to play against. Now all of your content creators, your biggest names, now are moving over to your biggest competitor who has a massive budget, big name characters, a whole universe, multiverse of characters to choose from, for skins to choose from a developer who has worked on your game as well, NetEase. Imagine the creators, the developers, whatever, of Overwatch just looking at like, wow. And then Overwatch decided after months and months, let's add in 6v6 again, because that's another thing Mobile Rivals capitalized on. Okay, you don't want to add player versus enemy? Okay, we'll add a zombies mode in Mobile Rivals. Oh, Overwatch, you switched to 5v5? While us over in Mobile Rivals, we are guaranteed to have 6v6 every single game, unless, you know, there's a leaver. And I think that was really a sign of defeat. I mean, Overwatch, you promised player versus enemy. You failed. Mobile Rivals did that. You switched over from 6v6 to 5v5. Mobile Rivals took advantage. You must be down in the dumps if you're like this. Then they added Stadium. That brought life back to the game for at least a short while, until everyone moved on like a week later. All the big content creators, they played Overwatch, yeah, for sure, maybe a week or two. They moved right back over to Mobile Rivals. I mean, what a game mode. You don't even include, I think, over or around half your character base into a new game mode. That's how I can tell it wasn't finished, it wasn't refined. Because why release a game mode that has less than half of your characters in the game? Sure, you might say and point out, what about Marvel Rivals Zombies? That didn't have everyone. Well, that was just supposed to be a limited time thing. Why put over 30, 40 characters in a game mode, which you're only going to have for a season or two? Imagine, it would probably take like months just to balance all of it. But with Stadium, from my knowledge, it's a permanent feature. So why only include maybe around half your character list? I mean, I started playing it. I was actually pretty excited to try it for the first time until I realized my main Ramatra was not in it. Now it is after the new update. So even when they added a new game mode, they failed in a lot of ways. Now you have Marvel Rivals again adding new game modes, which in my opinion are even better, like 18v18. That's so much chaos, and what Marvel Rivals thrives on is that chaos silly fun. Well, Overwatch, it tries to be too serious. And this is my next point. This new update introduced Jetpack Cat. And I know this has been in the works. I saw somewhere that said 7 years. They've been, at least the idea of Jetpack Cat has been in Overwatch development for at least 7 years, character design. And it's just like, I feel like this is just a reaction to Jeff. Because, I mean, cute character has annoying ways to deal with it, annoying gameplay. Button, I would say the main difference is Jeff is a cute but annoying but fair. Jetpack Cat's, okay, you can grab him and just throw people off the map. Nope, that's not really fun. Sure, you can do that with Jeff, but there's a giant healing circle. You can react to it. But with Jetpack Cat, it's like, okay, ult, slam, drag you off. Sure, you can kill the cat, but you can also kill Jeff. And it doesn't fit in Overwatch. I know I've seen a lot of people, I bet you, watching this, have seen people say, Jetpack Cat does not belong in Overwatch. It's not the fit. Because Overwatch, I mean, if you look at its story, purely almost serious. There's no really jokes. Meanwhile, Marvel Rivals has been leaning into the jokes. Just look at Jeff. As he was introduced, he sung the Marvel Rivals theme. I mean, you can't get better than that. He's gotten pink shark outfit. He's getting a ducky skin. He has a lemonade stand. He has a yelling skin. Or emote, I mean. And just like, these are all amazing. These are fun, leaning into it. Meanwhile, you have Jetpack Cat getting like an army skin. It feels like if you ever played this game called Spore, and just like you choose the colors of the skins is like plastered onto it. It feels like what they did with the Jetpack Cat skins. Like, yeah, I get it. And it's not really that creative at all. What skins are you gonna get for Jetpack Cat that aren't gonna heavily alter the skin? Are you gonna change it from like a tabby to an orange cat? Are you gonna change how the metal is? Because even if you add maybe like a hoodie like you did Jeff, like a ducky hoodie or a shark hoodie, whatever, it's just gonna increase the hitbox or just mess with the hitbox as well. Now that's kind of like a minor thing against it, but there's no really growth with the character, especially how different the emote emotes are in Rivals than in Overwatch. With Rivals, they can go pretty infinite, have lots of lights, dance shows, a lot of things. While in Overwatch, it's like, okay, here's a stance. Okay, I'm out of the stance now. You can't really play into the cuteness unless you're in the MVP screens, which you only see for way less than Marvel Rivals. Like in Marvel Rivals, you have Jeff jumping through fields, then taking a picture of himself. I mean, you can't have that potential. Marvel Rivals, in my opinion, is just doing everything better than Overwatch. Marvel Rivals is doing everything Overwatch promised to its community back onto Marvel Rivals. And I know a lot of people don't want to have that conversation. There's a renaissance right now of Overwatch. But even in this renaissance, think of this. They introduced 5 characters, new UI, giant backing, one like a pretty much Jeff clone over there. All these things going for it. New factions, new free loot boxes, 5 new characters. Marvel Rivals comes out with a new season, 1 new character, 0 new game modes, higher player base last time I saw. Imagine that. Even the biggest content creators right now, I will actually look right now on Twitch right now. Marvel Rivals, J3, Marvel Rivals right now. Another content creator which I heavily adore, he's very nice, Eshigo, Marvel Rivals. Flats, Overwatch. Boger, Marvel Rivals. I mean, those are the big ones that come on to my follow list and live channels below that. I'll go to browse right now. Let's see if, you know, even right now, with everything going on, the only reason what I just looked right now, Overwatch is just doing slightly more than Rivals, is because there's like an esports. Yeah, right now, Overwatch esports that has 58.2K. But whenever there's not esports, not lifting it up, Marvel Rivals is above it. So, Overwatch can release 5 characters, new UI, esports, at least announce esports at the time, free loot boxes, to watch on Twitch. So that means people don't even need to be playing the game. That's what I've been doing. If I ever play Overwatch again, which I want to, I want to get into it. It's not fun, but I want so bad to actually like playing it. I want those loot boxes. I'm not playing the game, but I'm watching it just for those loot boxes. I bet there's plenty like me out there. So let's read it again. New UI, esports announcement, content creators going back to your game, free loot boxes, 5 new characters, etc. And you get beaten out by Marvel Rivals only introducing 1 character who's not really that well known. Now, I could go into Steam charts right now if I knew how to do it, which actually, I'll go right now to it if I figure it out. So right now, if this is true, it says current players as of this moment on steamcharts.com, whatever it is, Overwatch 115,690. Well, Marvel Rivals has 125,932. While esports is going on right now for Overwatch. So Marvel Rivals has more players playing right now when Overwatch has esports going on. 4 more characters than Marvel Rivals, a new UI, free loot boxes. All of this just to fall short again. I mean, you must be embarrassed if you're Overwatch. You try to embrace what made Marvel Rivals great. The silly kind of fun, cute but annoying characters. But all of that just to fall flat on your face again. Just to focus on a little bit more of Jetpack Cat. This was the answer to Marvel Rivals Jeff. That's pretty much the face of the games now. You might as well have Overwatch just put Jetpack Cat as the logo by now. On Twitch, just put Jetpack Cat. I mean, that's who you're trying to focus on. You've made plenty of posts Overwatch about Jetpack Cat. I know you're trying to make it an icon like Jeff. But then once you did that, Jeff had a lemonade stand. And that's something you cannot compete with. You cannot do and rival, pun intended, Marvel Rivals when it comes to cute but annoying characters. You'll never be able to imitate Jeff because Jeff, part and a big part of it, even his main fun factor, is his MVP, is his emotes. I mean, even those little stickers with his hard eyes, with his sign that says run, you cannot imitate that even though you're trying to lean in that direction. You may lean over here to what makes Marvel Rivals great, but you will fall over because there isn't a board to catch you like Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals has a fort built out of good structure, support around a character's fundamentals, while you are trying to copy them with only a few twigs to deal with. And I'll end the video on that before it gets too long. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.